Yo, what's going on YouTube? Technically T bringing you another video, but you know we got to get into the cases for the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. And you already see what we got in front of us. Case lineup, baby, when it comes to Spigen. So always a huge shout out to Spigen for always looking out for the channel. So we have the usual suspects, man. So what we going to do? Least protection to the most protection. Let's get it. All right, so first up, we have the Liquid Air. And let's just pause for a moment and take a look at Spigen's new packaging. Very dope packaging, man. They got the Spigen logo right here. It's just pretty smooth. But let's go ahead and take the Liquid Air up out of here and let's see what it's actually hitting on. Now, you guys know this is one of my favorite cases. I think this actually made one of my favorite cases for the iPhone 11 Pro Max, my top case video. But yeah, Liquid Air from Spigen, man. You're going to get a flimsy type style TPU. On the inside, you're going to get that classic Spigen design, man. And on here, you get that little Spigen branding right there. Cut out for your camera and it cut out for the camera, and it does have a nice little lip right there. Raise volume, up and down, power button. You know, the usuals, man. Let's bring the wireless charge over here and let's go ahead and get into it. So here it is, Liquid Air on the S20 Ultra. So let's go ahead and test it out. Power buttons, volume up and down feel very good. There are no issues at all there. Flipping over on the bottom, you can see all your port cutouts are good there. Microphone port, and flipping over on the back, you see you do have that nice little lip for the camera, so you're definitely don't have to worry about your camera being unprotected. Taking a look at that lay on the table protection. Now, even though this is a thin case, this does offer lay on the table protection, so you're definitely good in that. You have that lip on the bottom and along the top. Now, how does it actually fit on the case? Now, the fit is pretty good. I've had better fit in Liquid Airs, but I really think it depends on the device. Now, since the Samsung device's edges kind of bleed over the sides, then therefore it's going to do a little bit of this because you can't add too much material because it'll block the interference you can, you know, when it comes to the side. But overall, top and bottom, very snug. And the case, once it's on, it's not going to come off. So it's not a loose fit by any means, but some cases I feel like have to fit a little bit different depending on how the display technology is. And that's what you have to deal with when it comes to the Samsung. And last but not least, how does it actually feel when it's in your hands? And it actually feels very good. Keeps a very thin profile. On the back, you can see here it has that Liquid Air texture. And when it comes to the side, they added some little slants that's going to grip basically right here and also up here too, so you can actually get a good grip on the phone, and that really makes the world of difference when we are talking about grip. The Liquid Air also is going to keep a thin profile, so you don't have to worry about too much thickness. Dropping it on wireless charging, it works just fine. So here it is, man, Liquid Air from Spigen. Next up, let's take a look at the Liquid Crystal, man. So this is going to be kind of like the Liquid Air's counterpart, except I got stuff flying everywhere. Except you're going to get a clear version. Now with these, they do come with some lens and screen wipes. These are always included with Spigen's clear cases. So when you pop them on, you know they have tons of fingerprints. Just give them a quick wipe down with this and I think you'll be good to go. So here it is, Liquid Crystal for the S20 Ultra. And I can tell you, man, this Liquid Crystal feels a little bit more sturdy than most Liquid Crystal cases. So say that about 3 times. Liquid Crystal cases, man. I guarantee you get tongue-tied. But let's go ahead and pop the S20 Ultra in here and let's take a look. So of course this is going to be a clear case option from Spigen for the S20 Ultra. On that right side you get volume up, volume down, power button, all feel good. There are no issues at all. Activate that camera. Flip it over on the back, you get that large cutout for your camera, and actually it has a lip going around it so your camera is protected. And flipping it over on the bottom, all of your ports are just fine, and also you get some of that Spigen branding there on the corner. Now taking a look at that lay on table protection, lip on the top, lip on the bottom, so you are good to go in that category. Now next up, how does it actually fit on the phone itself? And the top and the bottom and the sides actually fit surprisingly good. And when I say surprisingly, it's because the Liquid Crystal usually doesn't have the best fit, but with this one, it actually fits very good, man. This can actually be one of the main clear cases if you wanted to go for one. So the fit of this actually is good. The size, you really have to pull and tug to get it off. So overall, the Liquid Air, the Liquid Crystal does have a nice feel. And how it feels in your hands, it's a clear case. So for one, if you're clear, you know, if you get that moisture in your hands, it's going to be a little slippery and it's going to show fingerprints. That's just the nature of clear cases. But this does keep the phone at a thin profile. Dropping it on wireless charging, of course, works with wireless charging. So here it is, Liquid Crystal. Next up, let's take a look at the Ultra Hybrid, man. Now this is going to be one of my favorite clear cases. This is one of the clear cases that if somebody asks me like, yo T, I want to run a clear case, which one I should get? I always recommend them to the Ultra Hybrid. Now before we get started, you already know we got to pull this plastic off, and you already know that's a task. So let's go ahead and get the plastic off. I'm gonna come right back. Finally, that just look, it took entirely too long. I say this, I don't know how many times. Case companies, please make a pull tab for the plastic strips. They're entirely too hard to take off. But anyway, here it is, man. Ultra Hybrid S20 Ultra. Let's go ahead and pop the S20 in there, and let's go ahead and take a look around it. So of course, this is going to be a clear case officer. It's going to be a little bit stiffer than the liquid crystal, so please make note of that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the case. Volume up and down, very good, a lot better than a liquid crystal. These are very nice feeling. Flipping over to that camera cutout, of course you have that nice lip that goes around that camera, so you are protected there. Flipping over on the bottom, all of your ports and cutouts seem to be pretty accurate. Next up, let's take a look at that late on the tail protection. Now this does have a lip on the top and a lip on the bottom, so you definitely should be good to go in the case you were to drop this on the ground. Next up, how does it actually fit on the phone? And this is the reason why I recommend the Ultra Hybrid to a lot of people, because the fit is such amazing. It's so amazing when it comes to this clear case. I mean, it just really fits very good. Its sides are super stiff. They're not going anywhere. Same thing with the top and bottom. Just a superb fit when it comes to the Ultra Hybrid. Such a well-designed clear case. And basically, how does it feel in your hand? Once again, clear case. You're prone to slipperiness, and you're prone to the fingerprints if something like that bothers you. And it keeps a fairly thin profile. Dropping it down on wireless charging, it works just fine. So here it is, Spigen Ultra Hybrid for the S20 Ultra. Easily one of my, if not one of the favorite clear cases out there. Next up, let's take a look at the Ultra Hybrid S. Now, I'm not really going to get too much involved with this case because this is literally just like the Ultra Hybrid, except this one has a kickstand. So I'm not going to take any of the plastic off for any of that. I'm just going to flip it over, show you the kickstand. And this kickstand does say Spigen right there. And this is it's kind of a, I don't know if it's metal or plastic, but it has a magnet here, as you can tell. So if you wanted to prop it up, boom, there you go. That's what the Ultra Hybrid S always has to put in there. So if you're a person who likes to use a clear case and also likes to have a kickstand, then definitely check out the Ultra Hybrid S. That's basically what the difference is between this and the normal Ultra Hybrid. It's going to be that kickstand. All right, next up, let's take a look at the rugged armor, man. This is another one of my OGs, one of my all-time favorites when it comes to Spigen. Now this I always compare to the Liquid Air because they're kind of designed the same type of material. You get your classic Spigen branding there. Some people will really, like I said, some people will be hard pressed to really tell the difference between this one and the Liquid Air, and that is true. And I think they're basically almost the same except for the design of the cases. This one you have more of a smooth matte material on the back. You have that faux carbon fiber look on the top and the bottom. And that's just basically it. You get that same grip on the sides actually that you get from the Liquid Air. So that's a nice addition there when it comes to this case. Let's take a look at the buttons. Nice and tactile, no issue with the buttons. And you see that camera is protected. Ports look good. Taking a look at that late on the tail protection, you have that lip on the top and you also have that lip on the bottom, so you are good to go. If you were to drop this on the ground, your screen will be protected. Next up, how does it actually fit on it? And this and the Liquid Air has a similar fit. I mean, it's not going to be the super snug, but it's not going to fall apart. It's not going to accidentally come off when you're using it. So that's the deal when it comes to the Liquid Air and the rugged armor. This type of material isn't going to be super snug, but the fit is pretty decent, say the least. But I can roll with it. You know, it's nothing really to complain about. I just have to make note of it. The sides do bend a little bit easy. Top and bottom is going to be snug. And how does it actually feel in your hand? It actually feels very, very good. Once again, reminiscent of the Liquid Air, where you get that grippy material. You get that grip along the sides. Very thin profile, just feels very good. Dropping it on wireless charging works just fine with wireless charging. So here it is, rugged armor for the S20 Ultra. All right, getting down to the last two, and these are super OGs when it comes to Spigen. Now, there are other ones with OGs as well. Let's not get it twisted, but these are cases that I've been using for years, way before I even started letting Spigen send me cases and different things like that. I have been rocking with this case right here for a very long time, and that's going to be the Spigen Neo Hybrid. Now this is going to be your two-part case. They make so many different colors in this case, you can really just choose your poison and however you want to match it with your S20 Ultra. But let's go ahead and go over it. Two-part case. Of course, you don't have to install it. Buttons on the side raised up, volume up, volume down, power button, nice and tactile. Flipping it over on the back, even though this is a very thin case, you still get that camera protection, so that's good there. And on the bottom, all of your port cutouts, very nice and easy there as well. Taking a look at that lay on the tail protection, you get that lip, bottom, top, so you definitely get some nice lay on tail protection there. And I forgot to mention, you get some of that Spigen branding there on the bottom. Now next, how does the case fit on the phone? And the fit has always been good when it comes to your Neo Hybrid. No issues whatsoever, man. And even on the sides, even though it kind of bends a little bit, it gives you a lot of resistance because of the two-part case. Top and bottom, very snug. You definitely don't get any issues there. So nice fit when it comes to the Neo Hybrid. And last but not least, how does it actually feel in your hand? Now this is where my love and hate relationship comes with the Neo Hybrid, because it does feel very good, very thin, but these sides right here offer little to no grip at all. Your grip is going to come the backside. When it comes to this grip, it has a texture kind of like the liquid air. So at times it can feel a little bit slippery. It is what it is. It just depends on how you see things. The phone keeps a very thin profile. Dropping down on wireless charging, it works as soon as I get it lined up. It works just fine with wireless charging. So here it is, man, the OG, one of my all-time favorites, Spigen Neo Hybrid. And last but not least, this is the most protection that you're gonna get from Spigen, and this is gonna be their tough armor. Once again, another case that has been around for a very long time. A lot of experience with this case. Definitely one of my favorite heavy-duty style cases. So, two-part case. You have a kickstand here. We'll get into that in a little bit. On the inside, you get some of that nice shock absorption material. So once again, this is a heavy impact case. This does have some drop protection there. But let's go ahead and slap the S20 Ultra in here and let's give it a look. And this really feels very good on the Ultra, if I can say so myself. So let's go ahead and look at the buttons. Now, for one thing, I always say I have a love relationship with this phone because with this case because of a couple things. These buttons, the buttons are 100% flat. Now, once you find out which one is which, it's not too bad. But if you're a new person to this case, that may frustrate you just a little bit. But these buttons are flat. Power button, they added some texture so you can find it. Now, even though it's not raised, they also are very tactile, man. So nice job when it comes to the buttons on the tough armor. Not my favorite, but once you find them and get used to them, they're fine. And of course, flipping over on the back, you get that nice raise. So you see the camera is actually recessed instead of a lip actually protruding outside the camera. So that's a nice look. And taking a look at the ports, all is fine there. Next up, take a look at the lay on tail protection. You have that very nice protection on the top and on the bottom. You're definitely good to go if you were to drop this tough armor, man. Like I said, this thing here is built for the drops. Even though it's not super thin, I've had this case, and this case does its job when you come about phones being rugged and different things like that. This case just simply gets it done. How does it actually fit on the phone? The fit is perfect when it comes to the S20 Ultra. I mean, you really can't get a better fit on this phone when it comes to it. The sides, super snug. The top and the bottom and the sides, nothing moves when it comes to this case. So the fit of the tough armor is probably the best out of every single Spigen case that I review right now. How does it feel in your hand? It definitely feels pretty good. It adds you more of a boxy feel because if you check the edges, it has sharp, straight angles. So this, when you're holding it, you're first going to feel like it's a box. It feels literally like a box in your hand, but it gives you some very nice grip, man. This little size right here, for some reason, gives you this matte material, gives you a nice level of grip when it comes to this case. Now, you will deal with some fingerprints. That's just what it is when it comes to this tough armor. And you will add a little bit of size, just a little bit, not much, but just a little bit when it comes to your S20 Ultra. And so actually new little things that I pointed out, they have these little stripes right here on the edges. Now, I don't know if I've ever seen that before on a tough armor, but that's a nice little look. Dropping it down on wireless charging. Boom, it works just fine with wireless charging. So here it is, Spigen tough armor. And last look, let's take a look at that little kickstand. The kickstands are not the sturdiest. They are pretty flimsy. So propping it up, you know, it is what it is. You're not really going to get a tons of stability. But if you want to just prop it up, watch a movie or something and not really have to worry about moving it, then definitely check it out. All right, so here is the case lineup from Spigen, man. We have the liquid air, we have the liquid crystal, we have the ultra hybrids, one with an S, comes with that kickstand. We have the rugged armor, tough armor, and we have our Neo hybrid. So you already know the deal. The links to all of these will be down in the description below, man. Make sure you hit that like button if you like this video. You already know, smash that sub button if you rock with your boy and you want to see more case reviews for the Samsung Galaxy S20. But until next time, later.